All right, so I've got four replays from some games that we played. Um, first of all, my thoughts based on playing with you. Um, Mechanics are good. Uh, Definitely Diamond. You could get away with being in champ with your mechanics. Um, as you get higher in champ, though, you'll probably find that you'll need more consistency, but you can get away with your mechanics in champ. And not saying that they're not good enough for champ, just you'll find that you can keep up. I feel like the other half of that obviously is the positioning and decision making, and a lot of your speed comes from what you decide to do ahead of time and not necessarily how fast you can mechanically move your car. So that's what I'm going to try and focus on. Um, Bad hits, stuff like that, I'll point them out, but I'm not going to focus too much on those just because I know what you're capable of and you know what you're capable of. So um, let's find you really quick. The first mechanic, actually, that I will say you probably want to implement will be right here on kickoff. You're kind of doing it already. I'll show you after this vid. On kickoffs, try to do like a diagonal flip. I think you might know what that is. Instead of more of a front flip, it's just a little bit faster. And other than that, kickoff is fine. Right here, I missed the ball. No big deal. You have it. You get it past him, right? Um, if you hit the ball on the wall like that, it's not a bad play. Like I was trying to explain before, that wasn't a bad play. You're trying to get it past um, the last defender. However, I will say, if you do hit it at an angle where it bounces back to the mid, depending on your teammate and how fast he is, I would just try and expect him to hit that. So right here, I would probably back off um, because one, this guy Molten, he's closer to the ball, and two, um, if we take a look, I'm kind of set up right. I'm already in the flip. Oops. I'm already in the flip, so I'm gonna be moving upwards to the middle of the field anyway. So right here, let me find you again. I'd probably just let me take over if I was in your spot. Even more because, like I said, Molten Envy is still closer to the ball, and not to mention you kind of have a shot, but you don't have the best shot, especially because the ball's still moving towards the middle, and the farther and longer it takes for you to get there, the less of an angle you have. So we'll just keep watching this. Um, right here, I'll pause it. So right here, you see me in the corner, and you see the other opponent right there. Where's this guy? He's probably like getting boost or going to back post, right? So you're last man here, um, which means you have a decision to make. You made the decision to challenge, and it wasn't a bad decision, but you need to be aware of like um, what might happen if you lose a challenge. Which right here you did lose it. You didn't horribly lose it. The ball hits the ceiling and kind of gives them time. Gives us time to get back. Luckily, I'm good at recovering, so it wasn't a huge deal. But if you see your teammate in the corner and both of the opponents are ready in place to make a counterattack, and you can tell that because this guy's not really. If I hit this ball, he'll be able to either hit it mid, or this guy on rotating towards the back post will be able to hit it. Um, it might be more worth to try and wait and see what's going to happen with the ball first. But I don't think it was a super bad decision to try and challenge there. I got back. You kind of just have to assess case by case, especially when you see your teammate in the corner and you see them both back and ready to make a counterattack. You see how they're both ready now after that challenge. Right here, he just clangs it into the net. I just wasn't fast enough. Nothing we could have done there. So that challenge actually did lead to us conceding. I just wasn't able to get back in time. Just something to think about when you see your teammate ahead of you. I would say more often than not, unless it's a perfect center or it's a pass directly towards you, it's probably not worth going for if you're on offense and your teammate's trying to make a play. It's better just to keep it safe, especially at your rank, and see what kind of like lousy hit or a soft hit that they get out of the corner or against the wall. So position yourself around midfield. Let's see. Which you are right here. You might have pushed up a little bit too far because you'd already decided up here that you were going to challenge. This is perfect right here if you're waiting for... I would just wait there and see what's going to happen with the ball, right? We'll go on to the next. Oh, wait, let me go back to you. This is my second time recording. I think it'd be better if I watched the replay first. Okay. I'm gonna turn on fly and watch it that way. So I think you probably decided you didn't have that shot there. Fair enough. As you eventually want to try and start going for those just to keep some pressure, because you see this guy, Savage, he kind of does a loop on the wall, on the corner wall, doesn't really know what to do, and this other guy, Molten, he does some backflip, right? So if you were up in the air already to try and make that shot, good chance it'd be a goal. I would say if you're first man, just go for it. More often than not. Worst thing you're going to do is miss, especially when you're playing with me. Just go for it. I won't be mad at you for missing, especially because I'm confident in your ability. I'm confident in my ability to play last man. So we'll play some more, and if you're first man, I just want to see you go for it more often. Right here, I do get a touch on it. It's a bit shallow to the net. I don't make the pass. You're ready to receive right here. Unfortunately, he does get it over you, and I think the lesson here is you have a bit more time than you actually think you do. Right here. Right. So you turn a little bit too early. If they pop the ball up midfield like that, there's a good chance they're going to touch it again, which is what he does do, right? And if we play this out a little bit more, you see how low the ball gets. If you were just back post right near these stripes right here, it's an easy save. So try to, if you're last man, and just try to buy time. Try to wait as long as you can before having to make a save, because a lot of times you usually do have, not you specifically, but as the defender, you usually have a lot more time than you think you do. So just read the trajectory of the ball and see where it's going to land at. If it's not going to bounce before the net, you probably have to go for it, but this kind of does. So you yeah, just wait a little bit longer before challenging that. See right here, guy misses, easy goal, nothing to really talk about there. So I'm looking to center it here, kind of high. This is another thing, like I talked about earlier. I'm going off the wall, and I get it. It's really enticing to go for that ball, but I want to see you do that as first man and not necessarily last man. We got away with it because they both double committed, but if your teammate is in the air, it's probably a good idea to stay grounded and see what happens with the ball. I think everyone misses here. So if you had just waited just a little bit, it might have been a shot on net. So the rule of thumb in this is, again, just wait. Wait for your teammate, first of all, to be in a safe spot to rotate back, and then as soon as he's in a good spot to rotate back, then move in with the ball. If I was in your position here, I would have just waited, even though it is a very enticing ball to go for, just because. Wait, how far back did I go? Okay, just because it is a very enticing ball to go for, I can understand why you went for that. It would have just been better for. So say one of them had stayed on the ground. We're now both back here, and if they were at back post like they should have been, it's just a very easy shot towards our net. But we did get away with it just because they double committed. I'd try to keep the pressure up here. Good idea to back off. You know I'm back. I haven't recovered yet. Unfortunate hit there by both of you guys. Nothing really happens. I'm not going to focus too much on bad touches because you had the right idea. Actually, right here, this ball... is most likely going to roll towards the corner. So if you're going back, you kind of want to make your way towards the middle of the net and just kind of assess and see. Right now the ball is kind of equal distance between you guys. However, it's rolling towards you, so you're definitely going to get to it first before he does. So even if you let it roll a little bit to a corner and try to make a better touch on the ball and just try to buy me some more time to get back, that would be a good play right there. You have a lot of time actually right here to let it roll closer to the boost, closer to the corner, and then they're forced to wait for your touch after that. So I would have probably just let it roll a little bit farther. Just think about how much time you think you have, because you definitely had a little bit more time than when you challenged for the ball. Luckily they didn't make a shot on that. Right here we're a bit close, not a big deal. Good job staying in the net until a play is made. You do get the upper hand on that 50. Unfortunate demo. And yeah, right there, I was trying to get it into the corner, not into our corner of the net, into our corner of the field, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Not much we could have done. I think you might have tried to turn around to get that boost. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, you do get demoed there, so not really much you could do. Let's see. Let's watch it one more time. It might come back to right here when we were so close to each other. Oh wait, never mind. This might have been my fault for going. Yeah. So it's actually the reverse of what happened last time. I'm the one that's overconfident in my ability to challenge. So you see right here, we've got a guy in the net, and then we also have a guy rotating towards that boost. I see you in the corner. It's not really my ball to go for. It is, but it's not something I should have. It would have been a risky play if I did go for it, which I did, and I end up missing. So that's actually what caused this. So again, on both sides, we just need to be mindful of our teammate on that side of the field and just wait for what happens. Because if I'd stayed midfield, I would have easily been able to rotate back and make a play for this ball. Alright, way to rotate in. Go after it. Nice challenge. I was pushed up a little too far, so I couldn't receive it, but not a big deal. Good job blocking that. So right here, actually, I'm gonna show you this. When I hit that ball, I'm not really jumping off, and I'll show you why that's important later. I do kind of give possession away. He gets a touch on it, you go for it because it's an easy grab. I try to go in. We're kind of stalling here. I might have been able to go for that, but unfortunate miss. I think we're kind of on the back foot now. We're just kind of scrambling. There's a lot of unexpected touches. I'm going off the wall for no reason. Not sure what either of us are doing, to be honest, right here. We go back on offense here. And easy goal. Alright, that was a good pass. Good boost steal. I make the save here. Don't get a second touch. Good decision to turn around. I don't know why I'm back so far with the camera. Alright, so right here, I go up for this ball. I probably would have held off a little bit more, talking about earlier where you're kind of waiting to see what happens with the ball, because I haven't fully landed yet. I would wait kind of more midfield, like right here. Just wait and see what happens with the ball first, and also as soon as you see me turn around, that's a good indication relative to your teammates. So you got to pay attention to them and me, but as soon as you see me, which you can't right now because you're looking at the ball, that's why it's a good idea to wait midfield. As soon as you see me heading back towards our net, that would be a good idea to make a beeline towards this, because we're ideally wanting to maintain the pressure. I don't have anything to do with this ball anymore. I don't have a shot. I don't have a pass to make. So I'm going to be backing off. If you had stayed kind of right here where you're at and waited for a touch, then it would have been very easy for you to immediately go over here. Once I start heading back, you're first man. But you do make a good touch here. You get out of the way, which is good. I didn't go up for it for some reason. Unfortunate miss. And then I pop it up and don't recover it. So it was kind of unfortunate that happened, but they were just quicker to the ball than I thought they were going to be. Way to try to get in front of that ball as first man. That's definitely something you want to do. You'll start to get better at that. Kind of scrambling here. Good recovery. And easy goal. Good rotation so far. That was good for you to turn around there. I was coming back. Good job doing that. Alright. We get it over them. We're both aware that we're now on offense. That was a very good challenge. Unfortunate own goal by him, but I'll take it. I'm sure you would too. So now we're tied 4-4. Alright, right here. You're now first man. Right off the kickoff, usually the two that went for kickoff are either going to this or that boost. So I see you going straight for it, but then you kind of hesitate and back off. I want to see you go straight for it. If you know your first man, just go for the ball as soon as you can, because he does get it past you right here, which is unfortunate. But if you had made more of a direct path towards the ball, you might have been able to catch him like closer to where that small boost is and made a challenge, and that could have even turned into a pass. So again, as first man, just know where your teammate is, know where the opponent is, and if you're the first guy, you've got pretty much free reign to do what you want, and try to pressure the ball and try to pressure them into. You want to not give them a lot of time when you're first man. That's your job to try and pressure them when they're on offense, and then when you're first man to try to get it past them. All right. You see how I backed off here? I didn't have to hit it right away. Mostly because I want to wait for you to come back. And mostly also because I know the ball's rolling towards me. And I have some time to try and control it instead of making like a boom touch and giving away possession. Alright, we're in overtime now. There again, actually. So I'm going to be going for the boost right here. I think you grabbed boost off a kickoff, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, this will change things. Yeah, so you get the... Oh. Never mind. As soon as you see me heading back, I'm not going to turn around and just go for it 9 times out of 10. Maybe your teammates will, and you kind of have to play safe. And I'm starting to think that's maybe where your habit of doing that is, because somebody in your rank right here would see that ball and just turn around and cut you off. It's unfortunate that you kind of have to form habits around your current teammates and not champ teammates and stuff like that. I would have made let me see. As soon as you see me going back, I would have just rushed the ball right there. You do end up meeting him. He just gets a slight touch past you. I make a weak touch here, and they make a play for our corner. Way to get it past him. Okay, so right here, ultimately this was my fault, but I will say, when I'm making a hit on the wall, right here, I'll usually try and stay on the wall unless I'm going for like an air dribble or a second touch, or I have a direct shot on the net. That's the only time I'll like use my second flip. You can probably get just as much power off the wall just boosting into it and kind of hook shotting it than you would as just dodging into it like you did. I understand you're trying to get a lot of power on it. Try to do some wall hit training packs, and I'll show you that as well briefly after this video. I would most of the time try to stay in ones and twos and try to stay on the wall when I'm hitting the ball. That way you can maintain control. However, I only look at the ball and I kind of find it too enticing to go, or I find it very enticing to go for. So it's really in the end it's my fault, right? Because you're on the ceiling, or you're on the wall. I don't think I saw you jump off, which is maybe why I went for that. But regardless, right now both of us are in the air, right? He actually gets the touch on it, and then you might have been able to recognize like, oh crap, we're in a very bad spot here. Make a last ditch effort for this ball, because you are a little bit closer than him, but regardless, they end up getting it towards the net, and we do concede the game. So kind of mixed match on both parts. First thing to kind of keep in mind is knowing when to challenge or when to go for a shot when you're on offense and your teammate is when you're the last man and your teammate is in their corner or making a play for the net. I want to say at your rank, even my rank, doesn't really matter. More often than not, it's just better to play it safe and not go for it unless you know your teammate's coming back. And then the second thing is, as first man, just being a little bit more aggressive, making direct paths towards the ball, because like I said, it's kind of a free pass. A good teammate will be able to read you being the first man and expect either you to make a good challenge, or if you miss it, should be able to recover. So try to be more conscious about that. Those are the two big things. So being the last man on offense and being the first man on offense, your role for each of those. I'm going to briefly show you what a diagonal flip is. So a diagonal flip is when you turn, but then you flip the opposite way. And you kind of know what that is, but you see how like my front flip, it's kind of like a front flip, but my car is flipping diagonally. This is going to allow you to be a lot more accurate with where you dodge. So if I'm driving around like this and I want to get that boost, I can just dodge towards it, and you'll get really good at aiming your dodge, right? Try to incorporate more of those because they are a little bit faster. See how I get to the ball pretty fast there. And you get pretty good at aiming it as well. So try to do that a little bit more. And then another thing is the last mechanic or so, hitting it off the wall. You see how that flip didn't really do much. The ball was already leaving the wall after you made before you made the flip. If you're really trying to get power on it, just boost as hard as you can towards it. A lot of times doing a forward dodge into the ball is not going to give you a lot more power. If you really want to get a lot of power, just try to hook it by driving up and hitting the side of the ball like that, or even just boosting straight towards it, because usually, unless the ball is away from the wall here, doing a second dodge isn't gonna help, right? But there are some times when you do want to, and that's mostly when the ball is not touching the wall, it's a little bit away from the wall. So those are the two things to pay attention to with those. I would try to do more diagonal flips and also just boost towards the ball and make a touch towards it without dodging. All right. This one is 30 minutes. Let me know if this helped. I try to be insightful and try to give good advice and offer examples. So just let me know if this helped you out, man. And if it did, I'll do the other 3 replays for you. No problem. I kind of like doing these, so let me know.